guys, Saving with Shay. Listen, I know it's a whole different little setup. Listen, I've been lounging all flipping day. I'm watching the Ultimatum on Netflix, and I literally have been binging this, and I am almost finished. I'm watching the finale now, but I was like, oh, let me take a break and record this video for you guys because I've been trying to keep up with my comments. And I'm seeing a lot of the same comments. And so I kind of figured, let me just do another video for you guys. There's a few other things I want to mention as well. And so the first thing is with Brandclub. Like, let me just start off by saying, y'all know, this has been the most flipping difficult, unpredictable, temperamental app I have ever used in my life. I feel like they don't have to make it as hard for us as they are. And them making it hard for us is essentially making it even tougher for themselves. But at the same time, I feel like there's hope, and I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's been working out for me. I feel like we are all pretty much trying to learn this app, and I cannot thank you guys enough for just. A lot of you guys you guys hit me up and hey, and you know, you're letting me know things that I perhaps didn't even know. And I feel like it's good that we are so helpful to one another. Because at the end of the day, it's like we all really just want to save money. We want to make money too. I don't know, girl want to make some money. So we are all truly in this together and trying to learn these apps. And so a lot of you guys have been asking me questions about as far as the receipts pending and then processing. Look, that's for everybody right now, you guys. All of our receipts are going into a pending status for 4 days. All right, we cannot avoid that. Well, actually, I take that back. Someone mentioned that if you do in-store pickup or curbside pickup, once you pick up, you can then sync your Brandclub account and you will have your rewards right away. All right. I have yet to try that yet. But I have heard that that is happening. So that is one way that you can actually potentially get your rewards issued sooner. All right. But for the most part, we are waiting 4 days to process. Now, for me, I'm okay with that as long as the money's coming. Like, no lie, like as long as it's coming, you know, I hate the unpredictability of just not knowing. And I think I'm only waiting for one receipt to process right now, and that one should go through tomorrow, which is the 4th day for me. But I think for all of us, it's just at least we want to get paid. Like, we don't have money to waste. I mean, I understand some things we buy, we're gonna buy them anyway, so we don't look at it as losses. But I mean, if in the back of your head you're anticipating getting this extra money, then you should get this extra money. You know what I mean? But again, all of us are dealing with that. Now, I will say this: I did a transaction on the 10th. I hadn't submitted that receipt because I didn't do the survey for it yet, and so I didn't get around to doing that until the 14th, which is technically the 4th day after the purchase of that what I got. And so when I submitted my receipt, or when I synced it, it went straight through. So there was no pending time on that. I think that's just because it was the 4th day after purchase. All right. So not sure how that would help us. You know, it's more or less like it's going to take 4 days regardless of if you buy today, submit today, or buy today and submit 4 days later. Still going to take you 4 days. All right. What else did I want to mention as far as that? Now, you guys do know that your survey amount or the price of the item that you're purchasing has to be more than the survey amount. All right. You want to do the whole filter. You want to go to the shop. You want to filter to the store. Make sure it's a qualifiable product. But at the same time, I will say this. Last week I did a video and I had bought the One by Poise. And I purposely bought one that wasn't on the list to see if I would actually get my survey of $3. All right. And I did. So know that you want to get things that qualify, but there are things that you can get that also qualify that are not listed. right? I understand, because think about it. That's what we were doing before. We were just buying things because it was that brand. So we were just buying that brand and expecting to get the surveys, you know, back on them, but we didn't. But you have to buy specific items that are listed, but there are items that are not listed that still qualify. So it's just stupid. It's just the way that it works is just dumb. All right. On top of that, I've noticed that items within the gallery disappear. Like, I was checking something, I forget what brand it was, but there was like a crap load of items there. The next time I checked, there was only like 3 or 4 products there for Walmart, and there was a ton. So there's that to contend with as well. It's like, we have to make sure that before we purchase, we're double checking to see if the item is still there. At the same time, I kind of low-key feel like, even if it was there and it's no longer there, that it might still qualify for the surveys. But I can't honestly say. All I know is that things do disappear off of the list. What else did I want to mention? I want to mention surveys, because a lot of you guys have been asking me about surveys. These surveys can get a little tricky. All right. And I know that when I first started doing them, it was like I had to do one survey 4 times. 4 times, and I didn't even pass it. I never passed it. It kept telling me that my answers were not something. It wasn't accepting my answers. And so I just skipped that one and I just did another one. All right. So I'm going to include some screen grabs of my last, I don't know how many of them I'm going to share, but I have my last 6 surveys recorded, just so you guys can kind of see my responses and see if, you know, maybe you might want to try something different as far as your responses. But I know that for me, I don't sit there and waiting. I wait for the time to run out and I click it as soon as it's ready. Like, I don't wait. I don't pause. I know some people say, well, you can't answer too quickly. I answer quick. Why? Because I'm impatient. And so I answer quick, and I haven't had any issues. I'll try to include some screen grabs of my surveys in real time so you guys can really see how long it's taking me to answer the questions. Like and the questions are just repetitive. Like, I don't have to read the whole question anymore. You kind of already know what they're asking. I answer the same thing pretty much for all of them. Any question that gives me the option to answer all that apply, I answer all of them. All right. Some of the questions are a little tricky. Like, there's one that says something about, like, how would you feel if you could no longer purchase this product or buy this product, or this product was no longer available? I always put, what do I put? I put that I would be somewhat disappointed. Now, they ask that question 2 different ways, and I just say the same thing. But I try to answer the same things for all of my surveys, and I haven't had any issues at all lately. But the questions can be a little tricky. I think they're trying to gauge your responses for any type of inconsistencies. Like, if the first question I say, oh, I would be somewhat disappointed, and the other one say, oh, I wouldn't care, or nor here nor there, whatever, you know what I mean? But if I gave 2 different answers, they could see that as some type of inconsistency in my responses. All right. As far as keeping track of your surveys, because I know that from my home screen, when I go down to where it says my clubs, that screen, you guys, never loads for me. So there is really no way of me to track the surveys that I have done. So I either write them down, which I had written them down. And let me tell you guys, the day that I had written them all down, because I was trying to put a list together and try to just kind of weed through the surveys that I've already done. And I had written them all down, and literally 2 days later, I was going through my history to make sure that I had gotten them all, and my history only went back 9 days. So I was relying on my history or my activity within the app to keep track of my surveys that I still had, that were still locked. But since it only goes back so far now, it doesn't go back to day 1 anymore. For me, it only goes as far back as day 9. Let me see where it is now. It used to go back to day 1. Now mine goes till the 7th. You guys, it goes back to the 7th. Where's my calendar? Which is 10 days ago. So that's basically, yeah, 10 days ago. Yeah, 10 days ago. So I can't rely on that. So what I do now is when I do my 3 surveys every day, I just screenshot them and keep them in my phone in a folder for my surveys. And then as I do them, I just cross them out. All right. But you definitely want to keep track of your surveys. I don't know if you guys are having the same or similar issues with your activity. Like, how far does your activity go back? For me, it goes back to the 7th. I understand that the more active you are, that would play a role as well. But for me, I can't rely on my my activity ledger, and I can't rely on the home page because mine never loads. So the only option for me is to write them down or do screenshots. Is that something that you guys are having issues with as well, or is it just me? I mean, I feel like it's not just me, but my page has never loaded. What else? A lot of people are having issues syncing their Walmart account or their Target account or the Amazon account. It's saying incorrect information. I say try logging out of your Brandclub account and then removing the app off your phone and then reinstalling it. All right. I had to do that for Target and it worked for me. Other than that, guys, I can't think of anything else to touch on with this. I really do feel like things are getting better. Like I said, with Brandclub, I mean, the whole idea of having to wait 4 days to get paid back, it sucks, but at least we're getting paid. You know, that's my main thing. And if it ever comes to the point where your guy's not getting paid anymore, then she's just gonna bounce. I'm just gonna be like, y'all not gonna ever hear me talk about Brandclub ever again. And so, other than that, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, don't forget to like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.